Hey everyone, welcome to the Monday 24th November 2025 crypto update. We did one on Friday, so we'll use that as a baseline just to move forward. And we'll try and avoid the high time frame where it hasn't changed. Let's start with the SPX. As you can see, we talked about how there's a range low, it didn't break the range, so there's a technical long here, and even if you just take it as a one-to-one, and it just hit, which is kind of hilarious to me. So one-to-one, range low, easy as you please. I didn't take it, I'm not trading this market right now, but it's just indicative of the fact that until you break the range, there is still a lot at play. I personally think you're starting to, there's a lot of risk starting to build up, but it's still not broken. So if in bad news and it can never break, it's just gonna head up. That's how this works. That's a bit big. Let's go with that. Personally, if it breaks down though, I think we're in for a bad time. As discussed, I think breakdowns to 61.50 are possible. Still in range, but if broken, 61.50 looks possible. And that's quite a ways away. 7% drop, be pretty damaging. Let's get on to our big boys. Bitcoin. Let's do JPY first. Look, a lot of the risk was in JPY and how and how the carry trade wasn't going to survive. Not much update from there. Look, it's slightly more likely to survive now that they expect more rate cuts, but if rate cuts don't come through in the US, who knows? The markets are still concerned with where the Japanese economy is going. Don't know too much about that. All I know is this range China hasn't broken. Till it breaks, don't know. People just panic. So JPY, I would just say keep an eye on it if it's in range. 158 below 158 to 160. Watch on US interest rate cuts. All we're seeing basically is a lot of sensitivity. It's probably very crowded trade. And there'll be a lot of one-way traffic, in which case what you're really going to get is first out trying to get out. Okay, now let's do BTC. On that context, SPX obviously didn't change that much over the weekend. So what happened after we left it on the low time frames? We had this big weekend bounce, and as you can probably see, I got skipped on all of my orders, which is a bit frustrating. But just the way it played out is a bit, if you can see. Basically, let's go to one without all of that. It did all these moves. There was not much rotation into Saturday, and then come midnight, someone just pumped it up. And if you were here at the time, there's two things worth noting. First, it was very clearly TWAPy. Very, very standard. Someone got in, decided to get in, and then that was the end of the story. Put in an order and left. I think that came primarily from Coinbase, because we can see that for the longest time the Coinbase premium, negative premium over Binance, it almost evened out. So I didn't trust it. It's a weekend, it's low volume. There was it was a relief bounce, but the fact that I got skipped on my orders makes me, which for sure after you see Sunday pump you have to take half out. So the question then becomes, are these still good? Is it still room at the bottom? And I think I think it's worth a try, just because there's some strength that's been shown here, there's some interest, and why not? You could technically move this down a little bit. I'd probably be tempted to do something like that and move my order there. But principally, not much movement, a little bit of relief bounce, but the tiniest the tiniest. Looks like it took liquidity to the upside and started to reverse. We're also seeing Blackrock ETF continue to exit a few $100 million at least. So that could be downward pressure if we're in a range. If it, at the end of the day, it's a pretty simple thing. If you get this huge move up, then you just play it, right? And if you just get this kind of thing, you can take a stab here, but then shorts are still ascendant. I mean, yay, congrats, you bounced so hard. Bounce doesn't look strong yet, but as we discussed on Friday, still some buyers showing up. Primary support. So it's worth keeping an eye on it. I think shorts are still in a really good place, even though it's a very crowded trade. In terms of low time frame, I think it's worth taking one shot at the lows. I like to split my orders in these types of markets, but I would not, given the aggressiveness of down moves and the lack of aggressiveness in high moves, be trying anything too fancy. Like, oh wait, 85.2's flipped. No, none of that. Down here, or not at all. Or honestly, shorts. I mean, this is shortable here, especially with this block. I mean, it's gone now, and I don't like to trade weekends because you can get stuffed. But a retrace of the weekends and continuation is possible. A lot of people are calling in the low. I haven't seen enough to justify that, though there are some starting signs. Cool. F. Check what we said last week. Yes, downtrends aren't support. There's no good support. Great bounce. Really weird candles into the night and just get retraced. Heaven knows. Let's check SPX. The SPX hasn't moved much at all. It's just sitting around open. But once again, what are we doing here? I mean, it tapped the previous low, took some liquidity. Not even all of this, just a bit, which is probably enough given where it's at. And we're rotating back down. Not interested in getting in the way. I think it still looks upside still to be proven on low time frames. And I mean, very technically, you've got this little box here, and like, yeah, oh wow, it consolidated so hard. A lot of rejection, so there's technically support, but don't love it historically. Historically, we've seen a lot of, when it's come down here, it's always gone down to 2100 almost every time. Yes, every single time, minimum, if not lower. So I am more inclined for this to prove its metal and buy on an upswing and give up a few hundred than anything else. And for that, what am I looking for? Very simple. Waiting for lower or a higher high on 4 hours or above. In fact, the more I talk about this, the more I dislike my longs, so probably going to cut those. Now we got some interesting stuff. I still think Sol is a really, really interesting place. This is a range. This is a range that's been around for 2 years now. Unbelievable. Hasn't broken down. Hasn't broken up. But it's playable. I'm not a big fan of 1, 2, 3, 4. I said this before back in August 24. I'm not a big fan of like fourth touches, and then it touched like 6, 7, 8 times before it went. But I'm not going to discount it. Range is so big, there's so much room that when Bitcoin and Bitcoin turns around, I will base Sol buys based off Bitcoin as it has underlying interest. Watch for reactions from 121 and 95 previous low. I don't like how it has to go so below this, technical range to get to the previous, like wick. But I still think, you would have got rewarded on your 120 buys. I still think that's not bad. It's just not for me. I would rather wait for an uptrend, especially when we're in a market that lots of crypto strategic companies underwater. I mean, Bitmine is completely stuffed. I mean, these things are always trendy, so I don't think they all go in one bet. I mean, Saylor is going to claw and scratch here, so there's more to this play, but we'll have to see. So principally, I think 121 is still reasonable for a long high time frame, but I do think you want to base it off Bitcoin buys. Cool. Do I want to do any other coins? Anything interesting? I mean, ZEC is starting to give up. APT's giving up. Hype, apparently Hype dropped because there was some FUD about unlocks. Really, it's just nature of the market, and you'll find the news to justify it. But Hype's broken down now. People were telling me this looked bearish. I mean, it held up a lot better than other coins, but now it's broken down. I'll be interested above 35. Or honestly, or below this wick, or 20. Am I watching anything else? No. Watching Sol twice somehow. I need to fix that chart. Okay, cool. Next things. We will look at some of the information very quickly on the internets. Alright, so this is what we're talking about. Bitmine shares in trouble. TradFi are degens, trending degens, so 52% decline in the last month. Let's see if this loads. Let's look at 1 year. It's just, I mean, even when ETH was going well, it's just not good. It's not great. I mean, don't know enough about this stock. I don't underlook it, but I probably need to put that into my agenda, which is look at Bitmine's under structure. Yeah, it's just not. I do not believe they are going to easily get money to continue doing this. I totally forgot how they messed up the pipeline. So this is Saylor's Twitter, but obviously there's no way to see it in an order that makes any sense. Wild. Alright, let's have a look at his purchases. 1117, he had a really big purchase, so almost $1 billion last week, or the week before. I'm interested to see what he does this week when it's reported. But as you can see, he's like I said, he's not going to give up. He's pushing. I mean, that average buy though, 102. So he was the one trying to hold it up at above 100k round number, and he's failed and has capitulated. So let's see where his next buys are. I think that's very interesting. Yeah, BTC. Let's do. Yeah. Let's do this first. So we can see leverage in F and BTC is still very high. It's overwhelmingly short, which is just wild still. Let's see if we can get to the funding. Yeah, I mean, BTC kicked up a little bit. It was 0.0020, but the fact that it's almost evened out, that little uptick over the weekend seems to have damaged a lot of the shorters. That's nice. Funding closer to equal than Sunday. So a lot of shorters got taken out. That's funny. And let's look at the walls, which was our. Really hope they improve this, but nothing till 80k, if that's the way you want to play. For here, I'd say nothing till 2500 on F. Yeah, so I think that's really it. Not too much going on. We're going to cut it there. All right. So long story short, still looks bad. If you're shorter, you're happy days. If you're longer, take a vacay. All right, ta-ra.